Welcome back, Stats23 here, and today's knife therapy is the Tempest Knives Pinion. Tempest Knives is a company started by my buddy Casey from the Knives Fast channel. If you're not already subscribed to him, definitely go check out his content. He's an awesome dude, and I like to be able to say I can call him a friend. The Pinion is going to be a pre-order that he will be launching on July 9th. I think that's this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern on the TempestKnives.com site. The links will be down in the description of this video. And we're going to take a quick look at the knife and do a little bit of cutting with it. And the OEM for the Pinion will be KIZER Knives, and the variations that you can get are this, it's like a bluish gray G10 scales on here. Looks very, very nicely done. Or you can get it in black G10, and those two variations are going to come in at $75 plus shipping. Or he's offering a black micarta variation. That's going to be $85 plus shipping. Both blades will come with this beautiful stone wash finish as it is on the knife now. Love that. And there is the Tempest Knives logo right there. I like that. Cool. And now this particular prototype is in AUS 10, but the blade steel for the pre-order will be 14C28N. I'm very happy to see that change. I like AUS 10, but I love 14C28N, especially in a budget knife. All right, I'm going to give you some specs of not this prototype, but what you're actually going to get. You're going to have a total length of 7 3/4 of an inch, so I think that's a perfect size range. It's in that medium, getting into the larger range. Blade length is going to be 3 3/8 of an inch. You're going to have a grip area from here to the back of 3 5/8, or if you use that forward finger choil, you're going to have 4 3/8. Your handle scale thickness from here to here is 0.48, and the close width in the pocket is going to be 1.21 inches, so it's going to be nice and streamlined all the way around. Your blade stock thickness is going to be 0.12 inches, and I measured the behind the edges thickness on this one, but don't hold me to that because things may change. I don't know. It's around 18 thousandths on this particular knife, so nice and thin. All right, let's take a closer look at this blade. Very interesting looking blade here. He's calling it a drops sheep, I think it was. It's basically a modified sheep's foot or reverse tanto, whatever you want to call it. It's got somewhat of a drop point shape. I will say I like the blade shape because I do a lot of utility cutting, so you have a lot of straight edge here, and then the belly is not super abrupt, so you can still, you know, do your slicing type cutting on a cutting board and still have some, you know, belly to use. While doing cardboard and stuff like that, you're going to stay in the cut almost all the way to about right here, and I had no problems, which you will see in a second. The stone wash is nice. The finish is even. Your blade stock thickness is pretty good on there. Your forward finger choil comes up to that edge. It's something I don't love because it's not, you know, super big, and I don't know, maybe it's just supposed to be a sharpening cutout right there. There you go. It looks like it's clearing that plunge. And hopefully you can have a little bit of sharpening life. It's going to start to widen up a little bit after you sharpen, just because it's going to start coming back to this back portion right there. Why don't we do a little bit of cutting with this just to see how well this blade shape performs and how this handle feels in the hand. At first, I wasn't going to test the knife at all, since the knife is going to be in a different blade steel and a few other differences, but I figured I could at least test out that blade shape and the ergonomics as well. The blade shape worked great on the cardboard. It has a very slight bit of belly. It didn't want to slide out of the cuts, and the ergos were pretty darn good so far. Get to the pine 2x4. I was just focusing on the ergonomics, so I applied a good bit of downward force into the wood. The contoured scales were really comfortable in both the saber grip and the hammer grip, Casey sure knows how to create a good, comfortable handle design. And then we move on to the rest of the crazy stuff I cut. And like I said, it has just enough belly so you can still easily slice on a flat surface while still making utility cutting a breeze. It has a good bit of straight edge to it, and just toward that tip it kind of curves up a little bit. The only thing in all this cutting that gave me any trouble was this right here. That little rubber, for some reason, it was dragging on the primary bevel. I don't know if it's the grind or what. I mean, it's a pretty thinly ground blade. It blasted through the bigger no problem, so I don't know. And also, this is the factory edge, and 2 other people had it before me, so you know, with a nice sharp edge, I think it would have really breezed through all this material, because it was handling everything, including the denim, very, very well at this point. Now, when I got to the sisal rope cutting, I just wanted to see how it felt in this pinch grip, and I'm going to tell you, it felt really, really good. I also wanted to see how that very slight belly was going to do in the sisal rope, because you're going to be having more surface area with more of a belly as far as those push down cuts like that, or the rocking side to side cuts. It performed good. I think it would have performed way better with a toothy edge on it, especially in that 14C. You can get that steel incredibly sharp. So I found it to be rather comfortable, good blade shape for a variety of cutting tasks, and I think you'll be happy with the knife. Well, I really enjoyed using it, just like his first design. Super comfortable in hand. The blade shape performed outstanding, and I think it's really going to excel with a nice sharp edge on there with that 14C 28N. I think you will definitely be satisfied with the performance aspect. Now let's close it up and check out this action. You have a nice elongated hole right there. You can see you will catch some crud up into that spot. That's just the nature of the beast when you do that. That's not something that bothers me in the least, but what I like about that is if you happen to have a strong detent, you can put your finger right there and you'll definitely be able to open that. You can easily slow roll it. This is a very smooth functioning knife on ceramic bearings with a ceramic detent. The reverse flick works great, and if you want to thumb flick it, it works great, and slow roll it works great. The sides have been chamfered right here, so it's not sharp to where it's going to cut you, but it's not overly smooth to where you slide off of that, so very well done there. The action is very nice and smooth. Just a couple of shakes on the closure and it goes to its home. Let's check out these scales. You have fully contoured G10 on this one, and they also have a little bevel going down the side here, so it's not sharp whatsoever. They did a great job on the scale work, and the comfortability is up there. I promise you that. He really knows what he's doing when it comes to designing a handle that's comfortable. I love his pivot right here, especially on a budget knife. It's a rim right there. And it's going to be, hopefully it's coming through, but it's got a nice shiny satin finish on here. And then in the inside, it's got a blasted finish, so it gives you some contrast. And this is how it's going to be on the full production. And you're going to have the same shiny hardware as well to match that pivot. It's going to be T8 hardware throughout on the knife. Let's flip it over. As you can see, you got the wire pocket clip. That's one other thing that's going to change. It's going to stay the wire pocket clip. They're all going to be this satin finish. It's going to be moved over to the middle. I'm glad he decided that, because sometimes when it's up here on the top like that, you start to feel it in the hand up here. That screw for the regular production is going to be smaller, so you don't have that huge lip there, so material could get caught up on it. But let's just check it out in the pocket, even though things will be a little bit different. Basically, I just want to test this ramp right here in a pair of jeans. Goes in nicely. it's going to probably bury pretty much the majority of the knife, especially when it moves over to the middle. You may have a little tip sticking out, but it goes in nicely, holds it nicely. I kind of wish they wouldn't have went down with this little ramp, maybe come up a little bit, just because if you have thicker materials, it may get stuck on it. It may not be an issue, just something to note. You have a G10 back spacer, nice and flush there. Let's check out the lockup. On this particular one, it's sitting at about 40%, and look how thick. That's awesome. Very, very thick liner lock there. You don't usually see them that thick, and the access to that lock is nice because of this cutout. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a bevel on that lock, but as it stands, it's comfortable. So, you know, being it's not, you know, super expensive knife, I'm fine with it as it is. You can access the, I mean, you can flip the knife left-handed very easily. You can easily disengage that lock left-handed, and your pocket clip is tipped for left-handed tip up, right or left. The lockup on this particular prototype, absolutely rock solid, no up and down, no left or right. Very well done by Kubi. So quick size comparisons: you have the Ontario Rat Model 1, the Rat Model 2, and this is the blade. The tip's going to be 2 millimeters longer, so I just want to give you a roundabout at the size now. It's not going to be any smaller than this. Next up, we have the KIZER line, which is about the same length that you'll be getting out of the Pinion, and the Kubi KU321. I have this one here because it's going to be using the same size bearings as the KU321, which is a 5 millimeter inside diameter, I'm pretty sure, and 1/16 inch balls. Nitpicks and complaints. I mean, pretty much everything that I had nitpicks with, he is changing. Only thing, maybe if this was to be able to come up a little bit right here and then back, so you'd have a little bit more sharpening life. Other than that, I don't know, maybe that is something that's going to be changed. But everything else, one other thing that I forgot to mention, that all the hardware will be titanium. Very, very awesome, especially at its price point. But you know, if I had to complain about something, maybe a little bit bigger of a bevel right here, so it's just a little bit more comfortable. However, it's more than doable, and it's not like it's hurting my hand or anything. Actually, you know, sometimes when they put that bevel, it could make things worse. So I don't know, maybe just leave it like that, like it is. Overall, I think the knife is a win. If you're looking for a nice, comfortable, usable knife, and 14C28N at that, and you are wanting to support my buddy Casey from the Knives Fast channel, definitely don't miss out on this pre-order. I know I'll be picking myself up one, and I think you would enjoy it as well too. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day. I will see y'all on the next one. Double peace.